pop. There we go. There's a little bit more umph into our clap. This week.
This week, yes.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Deck here at the KPFA radio station. There's the news department right there in the back. We're in the foyer today.
We're in the foyer because we are in exile from the deck because of the sun.
Yes, it gets hot out there. It really does. And it gets cold too. Welcome to On the Deck. My name is mikO Tolliver. I'm your host here. You can find me around on the interwebs at mikO Tolliver. That's with 2 L's.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important. It's really
very important because there is a mikO Tolliver with 1 L.
Or maybe people might be searching for mikO Tolliver. They put in 1. They're like, she's not coming up.
She doesn't exist.
I'm there with 2 L's. I'm here with our interim general manager who makes sure I always have the correct information.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Ortiz.
With 3 O's. But you can't really find me on the interwebs.
Why is that, Antonio?
Because I want to be private.
But you do actually have an account, though.
I do have an account, so you'll see some things here and there, right? You've seen some. Wait, are we friends?
I don't know. Are we friends?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Okay.
I hope we're friends.
I hope so too, because that would make me super, super happy. Anyway, welcome to On the Deck. Here we are. You can find out more information about us. We are here representing KPFA Radio 94.1 FM. If you want to find out more information, that's right. You see that right there? www.kpfa.org. That's how you find out stuff. If we're talking about something today, you can go ahead and look in the description of this post and you will find a link to that information on how to contact us too, or how to just find that, because we want to make sure that everything we're talking about you can locate. And we're going to try and give you some captions there, little lower thirds there with the information so that you can watch it in real time. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming, Antonio. It's such a great day.
Thank you for having me. Our goal is to make it easy for you.
Good. I'm glad. All right. We're going to start with the first things first. We had the On the Deck February monthly announcement. This is the weekly. So we're doing the weekly every Tuesday at 2 p.m. But we did the monthly announcements just past Friday, right? Because we do the monthly announcements on the first Friday at 1 p.m. So we want to encourage you to go and check out the February announcements for KPFA Radio. And in there, you will find all kinds of spectacular, starting with actually what went down this Sunday, which was...
What? Oh, the Black History Month special. No, because, before we go to the Black History Month special, I was really excited about the Friday recording, doing the Herb of the Month. So I thought we were going to talk about the Herb of the Month. I'm saying I was excited about Herb of the Month. And then when you went to Sunday, my mind was not there yet. But Sunday.
But you know what? Now that we've mentioned Herb of the Month, let's just let everybody know Herb of the Month is a new video segment that we are doing with Herbal Highway. So every month they will release a little video of an herb
of the month
for that month.
That month.
Yes. Herbal Highway Tuesdays at 1 p.m. In fact, it just went off of the air. And so now if you were listening, now you can tune in and watch us too. So it's live. But yeah, Herb of the Month. And it was great because it was Sarah Holmes and the Herbal Highway team, which is always so great. You can find them around on the interwebs at the Herbal Highway. And yes, so that did happen Friday. That's a new thing that we're doing. So thank you for reminding me of that, Antonio. I do appreciate that.
And in March, we're going to get the next herb. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
With that being said.
Now let's talk about what happened Sunday.
Yes, Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. we had the Black History Month special. And that was produced by, we had one lead producer, Prema Jackson, associate producer, Rashida Chase, and our technical producer, Rod Akil, working on that, coordinating with a bunch of other producers at KPFA and outside of KPFA to bring you content for Black History Month.
But we have a really super, super surprise for you guys today, because we could just tell you about it. And we could even show you a really dope flyer. In fact, I think we still have the flyer. Can we get the flyer up there so you can see, just remind it, the KPFA Black History Special for 2023, Past Light, Clear Sight. I like that. That makes me feel romantic. But we'll take that down and we'll say our other new special surprise for you. We could show you that, or we could just have the lead producer come on the show and talk about it. Do you think we could find that? We need to get a little doorbell, something. Ding dong. Here we go. We'll just play that. Ding dong. Oh, somebody's at the door. I was really into imagination play when I was a kid. Yeah. Somebody's at the door. Who's there? Who's there? Who's it? Who is it? Who is it? Are they here now?
Sounds like it's Prema.
It's Prema Jackson, lead producer of the Black History Month special broadcast, who is going to tell us straight from the horse's mouth a little. I don't think that that's a really good that's a good saying, because
Straight from the source.
Straight from the source, because Prema is way cooler than that. She's going to tell us straight from the source how dope, how amazing the Black History Month special is, what it is, and how you can continue to tune in for it for the rest of the month of February. Right, Prema? Oh, Prema, we can't hear you. Oh, there you go. Now we hear you.
Okay, now you can hear me. Good. First of all, I'd like to thank for giving me the opportunity to be the lead producer. It's my first time doing something like this, and so it was kind of an act of faith. I appreciate it, and also big shout out to Rada Keel, who was the technical director, Rashida Chase, who was the associate producer, because without that team, the show itself, we were thinking of, the future of Black history, the other. We finally decided on Past Light, Clear Sight. What it is using everything we have to move forward into who we are and who we can be. And I think we have 7 hours, a little something for everyone. All kinds of different music, never heard before. It's some music that I've never heard also. And just the content just was so inspiring to me, and so informative. We had just music from, which was a lot of jazz, but also a lot of avant-garde music, let us say, spoken word. And then we have an interview with a gentleman, George McCalman, who wrote a fascinating book about Black history. It includes a lot of people and there are probably a lot of people who have never heard of, but who are so instrumental. And the thing about it, the conversation wasn't just about history, it was about Black culture. It resonated on so many levels with so much information. And then some climate action information with Sabrina Jacobs. And I mean, a really, really thought-provoking interview with a young woman in Atlanta who is an electrician, and she's doing all kinds of wonderful things. And her story, and then African Jamal Davis, a documentary from a friend of his who is a native of the Bay Area. And that talked a lot about the relationship of what do you call it, sharecropping, how it relates to today's economy. And he also included in that presentation, not with the producer and director, but just different kinds of music that was subject and spoken words. Really, I really enjoyed the production. I think probably for me, KPFA, the Pacifica Radio Archives, and it was an interview with Ivan Van Sertima. And he spoke about his experience up in Guyana when it was still a British colony, and then going to England to stay inspired by the literature that came out of Africa at the time. And he maybe anthropology, African history, all about Africa. I won't spoil it for you, but he talks about his experiences there and what led him to find out about African culture and history. And the most important part of that was what he called the colonization of the imagination. Although so many countries are not colonies anymore, and how many people are, the consciousness that was kind of imposed upon us has become, it's really hard to break away from, which makes it hard for us to be who. But he says it so much eloquently with so much background and information and inspire just what happened in Asian Africa and the accomplishment made. And then, of course, there's Walter Turner's episode in which he speaks with a gentleman who wrote a book called We, and it's about how African Americans have resistance to the insane amount of white supremacy in this country. Akinyele Umoja. And
Can you
he's
repeat the
not,
name of that book again?
we will, and you just have to hear the interview because it's got so information, actual names and places and people, especially speaking about and the civil rights era itself. I mean, you just have to hear it. What can I say? And then Idris Hassan at KPFA provides us with an hour of music and spoken word that goes up to just all things in between, including many iconic speeches as well. And then we close out the day with Davy D panel discussing Afrofuturism. And if you're not, or even if you are, it's just enlightening to hear what they have to say is and how it's showing up and where it's going. And I think the whole idea of our presentation, Past Light, clear, is that we want all Black people, diaspora, to be very clear about who we are and not be lost in the confusion and the misinformation and downright lies that have been imposed upon us very, very long. So I think when all is said and done, stay clear, stay focused, and go on and do what you got to do.
Thank you so much, Prema. I know some folks were listening and we having a little audio. It wasn't horrible. We definitely got everything that you said, but I just in case someone was listening and going, was the audio being a little trippy? And it was time, but we got everything out. So don't worry, Prema. That was really great. Just so that everybody who's listening or watching will know. Yeah, that sounds really, really great. I know that Antonio, you told, so we did Sunday, it was 11 to 6, right? It was 7 straight hours. But for those people who are just like, oh, I missed it.
Well, if you missed it, you can listen to it on the archives. It'll be available for Sunday, February 5th from 11 to 6. Just note that any of the programs that have music in it will only be there for 2 weeks. So you only got a 2-week time period to listen to those programs. And then we are also, and we started yesterday, today also at 3 o'clock, we'll be re-airing those hours. So from Monday through Thursday, this week, next week, and the Monday before our fund drive, you'll be hearing some content. You'll be hearing the repeat of those content and then 2 other extra hours that Prema is putting together for Black History Month.
Yeah. And so we can listen to it again. Now, wait, where can we go to listen to it again?
Oh,
Is it
Area 941.
Say that again, Prema.
The KPFA podcast, they're all listed there.
That's
2 weeks, right?
Area 941 podcast. And that is at kpfa.org/area 941. Yes. So check that out, right? Because that's 7 full hours. And then that's going to be there all month, right? All the month of February. Yes, I'm super excited. It's Black History Month. Actually, we're just about done here with Prema. But before you go, I want to ask you, because we've been asking who is our Black History Month hero. And we would actually be nice if you could say to us, Prema, please, a person, a Black history figure that you're just like, this is my person, this is my Black history hero?
Right now, I'd have to say it's Dr. Ivan Van Sertima.
Dr. Ivan Van Sertima.
Right. He is the gentleman for interviews on the Black History Month special. And this is the one that I think a radio archives. And he has been accused of saying Africans were responsible for the Olmec civilization in Mesoamerica, things, but he never said that, and he clarifies that. And the said is that there is undisputable evidence that can influence in that area during that time. And anybody can look at pictures of those, many times that they found several of in that area, and they all have African features, have African hair, on the statues themselves. So research, that kind of dedication, that kind of commitment to just showing African descent, how much we don't know about ourselves, and how I don't hesitate to say how great we have always been. But he makes the there's so much we don't know.
Great.
So that's my favorite to say before I disappear.
Oh.
Which is, I wanted to just give a great big shout out to KPFA First Voice Apprenticeship Program, where I and many other people in radio production, I hope that KPFA will continue the really reaching out and training at no cost people who otherwise opportunity, so that we can represent our cultures and our communities on the air. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Prema Jackson, lead producer of the Black History Month special broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening to that. I know we were having a few little audio issues, but really, really great. And we want to encourage everybody again to go to Area 941 podcast, kpfa.org/Area 941. Let's see if we can get that link up there. And there you can see the individual segments of the shows for the Black History Month special broadcast that was Prema was the lead producer on. And again, thank you so much, Prema, for coming to join us, helping us participate also in our social media. I know even though we had some audio issues here, I just want to actually say thank you to you, Prema. I've been telling Antonio how you helped so much. You really did access social media to help us promote the broadcast. I know we've been talking about it on the deck for the last at least 2 weeks, right? And then we mentioned it for the monthly, and now here you are too. So everybody should have the information of how we can, how everybody can get out there and listen to this great content. So thank you again, Prema.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prema.
Yeah. All right, folks. So that was Prema Jackson, our amazing, amazing guest. We'll let her leave now. Oh, bye, Prema. And then that was really dope. Do you like that, Antonio?
I love that.
Yeah. Okay. See, we're this show that manifests, and we were like, we're going to have guests and stuff like that. And I think I told you that Prema was coming on the show, and you're like, sweet, that's great. And then you said,
I have somebody coming on the show.
You said, so yeah, he's all like, I have somebody. So we're just having a party today. So let's go ahead and do it. What do we got next?
Yes, we are. So we have someone that I know, Miguel Lopez, who is a business owner of a boxing gym in Oakland, which I go to, Boxing for Health. And I wanted to talk to him. It's actually it's funny because this is a month. It's not really a month behind. It's a few days behind. But January was the Self-Defense Awareness Month. And so, we would have had him last month if I had my act together sooner. But we're doing it now. So I wanted to just do a little bit of conversation with him about last month, about self-defense awareness and all that jazz. And also he's a local business owner, and just about how self-defense has helped him be who he is today. And so why don't we bring in Miguel Lopez?
Oh, wait, hold on. We got to wait for the doorbell to ring. Ding,
Ding
dong.
dong.
What's up, Miguel? How's it going?
It's good. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. We're hanging out here at the station at KPFA, just talking to people in the world. So we're glad that you're joining.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I wanted to bring you on is because whenever I go to your gym, and this is not a promotion of just the gym, but I'm just letting people know that I've always had this misconception about boxers being intimidated. And I'll let you know that it's been that area feels like community. I'll just say that. And there's something that you do that you get people to feel comfortable in themselves, learn how to be in tune with their body, and then also just the benefit of people being able to learn how to protect themselves, right? Or learn how to be a stronger human being. And so I wanted to just kind of touch upon that and maybe your story of how you got into boxing and how did boxing help you be who you are.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, I can start now.
Yes.
So for me, like when I got into boxing, I mean, honestly, first, I mean, I got into a lot of fights in the streets. I grew up in the city, San Francisco, California, over there in Fillmore. And over there in Fillmore, I feel like Fillmore changed so much now, but over there when I grew up in Fillmore, it seemed like everybody had to make a name for themselves or whatever, going to the schools in the streets. And also I felt like my mom had me and my brother in the streets a lot. So she was always selling dope, using drugs, stuff like that. And so she owed money to people, and me and my brother used to be out there fighting in the streets. And so my grandmother was saying, like, boy, if you don't get into, some football, boxing, or, basketball or something like that, you're going to get killed like your friends. And so we found a gym when I turned 16. The name of the gym is called M&M Boxing Gym over there on 21st and Harrison in San Francisco. And so joined that gym and, I was moving pretty fast in boxing and then won the Golden Gloves 2 times. And then after that, I was getting prepared for the 2004 Olympics, tryouts and everything. And then some of the guys I grew up with in the streets, they were like, dude, you box? I saw you on the news. I saw you in the newspaper. It was like, hey, you got hands. How you getting into that boxing and everything? And so, and I was like, man, just try it out. But anyway, I mean, I feel like I could get sidetracked with my story. But so for boxing, for me, it's like, I felt like it really saved my life. Not, get into like getting in the street, selling dope, selling drugs, stuff like that and everything. And for me, I just felt like boxing just changed my way of thinking. Before I was always angry because of my mom, what she used to put me and my brother through and everything. My grandmother raised so many kids in a house and everything. So for me, I felt like when I started boxing and people started supporting me in boxing, I didn't really have to look over my shoulder so much. And then I just said, one day if I was ever have opened up a gym, I would call it Boxing for Health because I really felt like it saved my life. So I feel like it really calmed me down a lot instead of just fighting in the street so much. I use it in the ring, and people came to support me, in the ring, and everybody else wanted to get into boxing. So I just said if I ever have a gym, I'll call it Boxing for Health, and I ended up opening my own gym at 27. And I wanted the people to feel like, like when you come to the boxing gym, I want you to feel like it's more of a therapy. I don't want it to feel like you got to come in and try to, take punches, get hit and stuff like that. That's not what boxing is all about. For me, what boxing had taught me was, it's just, you have to be able to keep your composure. If you want to, get through a fight and win a fight or whatever, you have to be composed, and you can use that in life. And that's what I felt like. That's what boxing had taught me. And then so I named the gym Boxing for Health. So it's more of a mental, I guess mental health, mental health. Not, just getting your body, healthy and everything. So that's what boxing has done for me. I mean, I got so much more to say, but yeah.
Well, what I'll put out there is that for me, when I first started, after graduating from college, I started getting into ballroom dance for a bit of time. And I noticed that just working with movement and the human body is a great way to get in tune with who you are and where you're at. right? And there's something about body awareness that makes you feel comfortable being in your own skin. And I did that for the longest time with dance. And I think dance is it's beautiful because it's a conversation with other people if you're doing social dance, and that's what I was into. And I remember it was a decade ago, because I've always wanted to, being a queer person, I always felt afraid, and nothing ever happened to me where I was bullied, but it was one of those things I've heard stories of friends who've been bullied, and I always thought, I should learn how to protect myself, or at least just feel comfortable with my body, and if I needed to, I could potentially protect myself. And so I was looking around, and also I was trying to, do multiple things at the same time, like, learn how to do self-defense and also get a workout. And I remember there was this boot camp that was happening where Miguel was leading it. And it was like 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning, and he had all this energy. And I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, this is really difficult. But I do remember when in that experience of having that sparring with you, like I would get really afraid, and it was only a minute, and it felt scary to me. It was really scary to me. And I remember just learning how, okay, in the end, there's this anxiety in your brain that makes you, when you get emotional, you just like kind of overreact. And you know this about me. There's some things I'm overthinking things. And I'm like, because I'm thinking about the worst case scenarios and how we're going to deal with it. And sometimes it's just being in the moment and being calm with yourself is actually pretty empowering. Right. I just wanted to put that out there, that there is empowerment in learning about your body and how your body moves through the world.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, that's what boxing does. I mean, well, not just boxing, but martial arts period. It's like, once you learn the self-defense, like once you learn how to, be in tune with your body, like you build up more confidence. And we get most kids in here, that get bullied in school, like social media bullying is crazy. Just it's crazy. It's out of whack. So,
Yeah.
but most of the kids that comes in here, they feel a little bit more confidence. And so when they go to school, they start to bring more clients back for us. There's like, hey, you guys, you look different. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I just do boxing. That's it. They said, okay. And then some of these kids, they end up, having more new friends and stuff like that. It's just it's funny. Like I've been boxing for so long, for so many years, and I don't think, you met me. I don't think I'm a mean person or a bad person, but usually when people see me in the streets, they're like, oh, I ain't trying to fight this dude. He looks kind of scary or whatever. He look like he can, beat the crap out of me. But it's for boxing, it seems like you build up this aura, and it's not mean or whatever, but it's like, people know not to really mess with you, but at the same time, I give off a nice friendly vibe and everything. So and boxing is we're not here to intimidate people and stuff like that. So like if you're getting, that, the energy where you're comfortable, like where you're comfortable and you feel safe and stuff like that. That's what we want it to be here at the gym. We want you to feel safe. We want you to feel comfortable. Doesn't matter who you are, whatever. We take in everybody. And most boxing gym don't like to take women. And so for us, it's this weird rule that they have about boxing for fighters. And for some reason at our gym, I don't know what's going on with the guys, but it seemed like all the women fighters are champs. We got a woman who won the WC. Her name is Ava Knight. Then we have another woman named Casey. She just won the WBO. Seems like we got a lot of great women fighters here. And so, but boxing definitely does build up the confidence and stuff like that. So if you're getting that, that's when we're doing our job. That's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I'm with this. And so so okay, if you're a boxing instructor, what would be some advice you're going to give me, Antonio, right now? What's our via the web boxing lesson you got for us? What's the information? How do we throw hands?
Okay, so if you want to know how to throw a punch or whatever, I can tell you how to throw a punch and whatever on a web or whatever, but so with me not showing you, I would say maybe get somebody really, really comfortable. Just nice and relaxed, just talk to them and then sucker punch them or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. It's element of surprise.
So,
You know what? Here's what I will say that I do know about boxing. So I used to think that boxing, like the fist was just like that. And a friend told me, actually, you want to hit with this part here. and then you, why are you laughing? This is real information I got. Like if you hit here, because I guess I was like, I'm not really a super violent person. So the idea of just like, I'd have to be super mad to just go in the face. But then when they told me like with this part, and I was like, that actually made me feel a little bit more confident with that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, so when you teach you how to punch, we always say, so our hand is, so if I'm a right-hander and I'm standing more this way, my right hand is here. So when I throw the punch, I want to make sure I turn at the end of the punch. So when I turn at the end of the punch, so what it does, before I even make contact, it rips the skin. And so that's why you see when we have the boxing gloves on, when we're fighting and everything, we get cut real easy. And so we turn at the end of our punch. And so now imagine if you was to throw a punch like that without the gloves. So you can really hurt somebody. And so as the gloves don't protect the boxer's hands. And so what the gloves, we try to protect each other from killing each other. So that's why we have the gloves. So it's not because, our hands are fragile or anything like that. You're going to get it broken. No. We try to keep each other safe so we don't kill each other. And so that's why we have those gloves on. But yeah, we always turn our the hands at the end of the punch. Always turn. Always turn. If you punch them like this, sometimes you got a good person who knows how to fight, know how to parry your hand, and you can end up hurting your hand. So you want to be careful. So that's why we always turn it. Yeah. So that's what we do, providers.
What I'll let you know is because I do go to the gym.
Okay.
And I do the punching the bag. It's exhausting. I'll just say that. And every time I'm doing it, I always think, if there was ever a situation where I had to protect myself, the first thing to do is run. because in the end, you don't want to get hurt, right?
Yeah, that's
one thing.
Helps, yeah.
And I'm not promoting, getting into altercations or anything like that. But what I'm thinking about is just like, essentially you just do whatever you can to protect yourself. And I think running is an option that people don't think about. It's like, it's a viable option, right? You don't want to get hurt. But it does.
I would advise, like if you are about to get into a conversation or whatever, and I would say, always keep maybe like, like an arm reach, like a little bit, keep it really, really good distance from, from whoever's trying to approach you. If someone is really, really close, you allow them to get that close, it's too late. They might, grab you, throw you down, hit you or something like that. So, but you always want to have room, like Antonio said, to run. And if you can run, that's the best thing to do. Because these days people, man, they're shooting, you never know what they may have, whatever. So if you can run, my grandmother used to always say to me, sometimes it's not bad to run because you run to live, to see another day. Yeah. And so I'd rather just run if you got to run. But if you have to fight, because you have to, always, try to get try to take the first punch. So, it's like I said, people carry weapons and stuff like that now. So you really got to be careful in these days. But the best option, if you can run, get out of there, So I would, definitely, run as fast as I can if I could.
I know people have different boxing stances. So I've seen people just kind of like this. I've seen people like this. I always love it when I see people who want to fight and they're just like,
well, actually,
that one is like my favorite one because I don't get that, but I feel like I'm like that's what clowns do. Like, come on.
Wait, so I learned from someone that was like the boxing stance of what's it called? Of Irish fighters back in the day.
Oh,
or
really?
Something like that. I don't know if that was true.
So that style, I'm not gonna lie, it can be very effective.
Really?
No, I'm so serious. Okay. So that style is not just from Irish fighters. It's that they used to fight like that in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and so that was their style. And they felt like they had to really be like a rock. If you're throwing a jab or whatever, the way they used to block was here. They block with their lead hand sometimes, and if they're with their right hand, they keep it open sometimes. But it was a good style, but also it was it's kind of tricky because if I'm like this, instead of loading up throwing a punch, the punch comes from just right there.
Yeah.
So it throws you off. Yeah. And I also teach that in the gym. So I teach the difference between the speed and timing. I have 3 different ranges. Range 1 is all about timing. Range 1 is where your toe is. The arch of your feet is range 2. The back of your heel is range 3. So your range is going to be your foot size. Range 1 is all about timing and speed. Range 2 is all about power. Range 3 is your safety zone. So think of Mayweather. It's hard for him to get hit. He don't like getting hit. He always starts from range 3. Get in and get out. That's why he don't really knock his opponent out. A smart way to fight. Range 2 is what Mike Tyson does all the time. Mike Tyson is right there in front of you. Yeah, stepping behind his punch for power. Sugar Ray Leonard, range 1, speed. And so you have these 3 different ranges that I like to usually show like at our gym. So knowing those ranges is important to be able to, I guess if you're going to start boxing and everything.
All right. Well, now I know this isn't too
It's not a bad style. It's not bad. It would really throw somebody off.
Okay.
It really would throw somebody off.
All right. Well, it definitely threw me off. All right. And so since we are a show that promotes social media, we want to say, how do we find you around on the interwebs, Miguel?
Oh yeah, so definitely at Boxing for Health. It's going to be on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on there. Yeah, or my website, www.boxingforhealth.net. Yep.
All right. That's great. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for getting this guest here, Antonio. We were just loaded up with all kinds of we got the party here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miguel, for joining us. And this is part
I appreciate you.
Yeah, this is part of 2023. We said we wanted more guests. We wanted to create more content.
And we're doing it.
Right. And we're promoting locals that are doing good work at this, in their communities.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
I'm really going to do it now and be like, next time I get in a fight where I'm really trying to be intimidating, come on. And then they'll be like, no, take her serious. And I'll be like, no, this is a real stance. I know. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks again, Miguel. All right. We will send Miguel away into the the bye-bye land.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got a comment in the chat. Let's make sure we get someone from Oakland. Here, I'll put it up there so you can see. Says, hey, from Oakland. Color me Oakland. Color me Oakland says, hey, from Oakland.
Hey, back.
What's up?
We have nice supporters, and we love it when people tune in and comment and really interact with our guests. So we want to make sure we send a shout out to them. We're going to tell Color Me Oakland to go visit Boxing for Health Gym.
If you're interested in learning about boxing.
All right. Thanks again, Miguel. We'll say goodbye to Miguel. Miguel will go bye-bye.
Bye, Miguel.
Bye, Miguel. Yes. And then from there, I think let's see here. Oh, there we go. Miguel's gone bye-bye, and I think it's that special time. You want to do it? It's time for our... It's time for the donor highlight.
I was going to say donor of the month.
No.
But we don't have donor of the month.
We do one every week. We highlight a donor every single week.
Yes.
And this week, we are going to highlight John from San Francisco, California. John, thank you for donating to the station. Antonio, you want to say something to John?
John, without your support, we would not be here. So I want to just say I don't want to say a round of applause and a thank you for John and anyone like John who supports the listener-sponsored radio station, KPFA Radio. We
also have another comment from Color Me Oakland.
I don't know if you want to read that.
I do actually. Here, we have a comment from Color Me Oakland in the chat. It says, we're going to put it up. Let's put it up there. Can we show that comment? It says, it's coming. Here we go. Color Me Oakland says, yes, I want to box my supervisor.
I'm a supervisor.
I know, which is why I wanted to make a point to highlight this comment. Yes. Although we don't advocate violence. I would never hit you. No. I just wanted to tease you a little bit.
Oh, really?
I did. But I wanted to make sure we made that put that comment because it was kind of funny. But with that, it is time to remind you also that we want you to tune into On the Deck, our weekly recap. We are here every Tuesday. We really are here every Tuesday, whether we're in town, out of town, actually on the deck because the umbrella is working. Or hey, look over there. It's Angie. Hey, Angie. This is really truly our interim general manager because Angie, who works in our business department, gave him a bunch of stuff he has to sign.
That I got to sign.
Yeah.
I got to double check everything.
So we are working here for really at the station here in Berkeley, California at KPFA Radio. Want to say thank you guys. Remember to tune in On the Deck weekly recap Tuesdays at 2 p.m. We are here, whether we're on the deck, we're out in the world, we're out of town, we're in town. Remember, it's my goal to make this show the love child of Anthony Bourdain and Wendy Williams.
And we will make that happen.
I know we will. because we manifest on this show and it happens. So with that, we also want to remind people to do something. What do we want to remind people to do, Antonio?
To follow us on the social medias, on Facebook at KPFA 94.1, or on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at KPFA Radio.
Yes, follow us around. Follow some of those people. We were here with Miguel Lopez, owner of Boxing for Health Gym in Oakland. You can follow and find him at Boxing for Health.
Mhm.
We also were here with Prema Jackson, who is the lead producer of the Black History Month special broadcast.
Mhm.
Check out that Black History Month special broadcast. Go to Area 94.1, check it out, tune into it. And then we want to say thank you to our production assistant, Jess. Jess is back. Jess was sick last week. Jess is back. Jess, you want to put your name up there on the thing?
Thank you, Jess.
Jess is the one who makes sure to get all the captions. That we feel supported. That's what Jess does. And Jess, you do support us.
Mm-hmm.
We like you so much. Yeah,
Makes it so much easier.
It
Remember
really-
before we were.
Do you see how this show has
Yeah.
grown? OMG, right? I'm super proud of it. Hey, discipline is real. You just got to keep on it. All right. And with that, we want to remind everybody that anything we spoke about here, again, you can always find at kpfa.org. And we want to tell everybody to tune in to KPFA Radio at 94.1 FM, where we have all the information that you need. Listener supported radio station and just pure fun, right? Because I have fun. You have fun?
I have fun. Now we're ready.
Now we're ready.
Next January.
Next January. All right. And with that, it is time to say bye-bye. And thank you guys for tuning in so much.